want to check that real quick. All right. All right. Welcome back. We're here. Figured it's a pretty nice day outside. Still got some daylight. Why not fire up the live stream? Watch a couple more Cavan Sullivan videos. This video I'm about to watch was posted, let's see, a day ago. This is from 1 day ago. Every touch from Cavan Sullivan against Atlanta United. Philadelphia won the game, and they played with 10 men from the 26th minute onward. And we're going to watch the video, do some commentary, and then we will look at some chat GPT stuff to like do a breakdown, see where this guy Cavan Sullivan really fits in. I'll get into my commentary, but let's get into the video.
Cavan Sullivan, he's got a lot more freedom in the system right now.
Battle for upward mobility, depending on how you look at it. Philadelphia and Atlanta. And we're about set for match day 19. In fact, away we go. Manuel Latte Lott not in the lineup again for Atlanta United. Cavan Sullivan pressing to necessarily get too upset about Nashville, one of the top teams. When we spoke with Tata Martino, he said that the mentality of the team is still strong. He's looking to add in the attack during the summer transfer window. Cavan Sullivan brings it down.
Said this in the last video, but you know, he really just looks like he's not quite ready for the pace of play as a professional, but let's keep watching.
By Edwards. One back by Philadelphia. Here's the dangerous Sullivan driving it across.
That was a good instinct to have. To be 16 and know to drive that across instead of lob it is a good instinct to have. So I'll give him credit there.
You know, nodding it forward to Pico. Good from Atlanta here. This one's deflected. Just won the Supporter Shield a year ago. Here's Sullivan. There for me.
All right, let's watch that again.
There for me.
So it's a throw-in to him. Is that right? Throw-in's bouncing. He chests it up. All right, that was a pretty good to know to do that as well at 16. So he's got good instincts on what to do in certain situations on the ball. However, we will get into the things that he's doing wrong, but let's keep watching.
There for Mihai. Sullivan tracks it down in front of the corner flag. Goal kick.
You see right there, he kind of just like gets on the ball, gets overpowered, kind of like folds under the pressure, loses the ball. Let's watch this again.
There for Mihai. Sullivan tracks it down in front of the corner flag.
See right there, he extended his time on the ball for no reason, because right as he touches it,
Sullivan tracks.
see right here, he has the space in this area to like play it with his right foot back. You can also see his teammate here is looking in support for the ball, but instead
Down in front of the corner flag.
does a little step over like he's Ronaldo, and then just loses the ball. So kind of why this is frustrating to watch is like this guy's getting so many minutes at such a young age, and he's doing things that, and we'll get into like his development path versus the one that I took, but he's doing so many things here that like if I had done this at the peak of my career and I only got as far as college soccer, like I'm getting pulled out of the game immediately, and then to see the field again is going to be a uphill battle. So he's been being given the benefit of the doubt over and over and over again, where it's like, bro.
Goal kick. Cavan Sullivan. His line. Helped on by Sullivan into the arms of Blake. Now Cavan Sullivan forcing Baez to retreat quickly. Sullivan, one of the more successful dribblers statistically.
He's definitely doing way too much like theatrics and stuff on the ball for being a 16-year-old in the game. Not only that, but playing in midfield, the step overs and everything, not necessary.
Header won by Pierre. Here's Zalowski, who had that attempt for Philadelphia.
Again, too many touches on the ball. He settles it down, which was good, but he's got his teammate right here with him. You can see there's a moment where all he's got to do is just take this instep and tap it along. Just tap it right along to his partner. Let's see. Right. It was before that.
Attempt for Philadelphia.
See, right here. He got it with the outside of his left. All he's got to do now is just tap that right into space for this guy right here. But instead, he doesn't do that.
Quickly got it to Sullivan, but Sullivan gives it away. Goes into a sliding, taken back
Loses the ball.
by Jean-Jacques. Sullivan.
That was a nice driven pass up to the forward. I like that.
Sullivan. Zipping a pass in to Jean-Jacques.
So someone on the training staff at Philadelphia Union has drilled into him that if you're going to advance the ball upfield, you need to drive it. And he has absorbed that info, which is impressive, being at the age that he is. And so I think a lot of the time playing soccer, something that's not discussed as much, but it's true, is that you need to like memorize the best practice for each scenario that you get in. And in my previous video, I talked about how, in one of my previous videos, one example is like clearing the ball out. If you can't go wide, right? So if it's blocked for you clearing it wide, you kick it straight up in the air as high as possible. So if not wide, then high. So it's like the best practice in the situation. Another thing we just saw him do where he chested up to himself and the ball's in the air, and then he had the correct instinct to advance the ball in the air no matter what, even if you're not playing it to anyone on your team, because you just want to get it out of, create a 50-50 at least. So he has good instincts on what to do in certain situations. However, he's way behind the pace of playing the MLS. But let's keep watching.
Goals before, 3 goals since. Tough one to handle. Cavan Sullivan keeps it in play and comes driving forward now. Here's Cavan Sullivan. Westfield again. And now that
This is a good example right here. He's got wide open. Let's see what he does, right?
And now that means Sullivan's got space to attack.
Wide open.
Here he comes driving forward. The overlap from Westfield. Change of pace. Sullivan into the area.
He was hauled to the ground, to be fair.
Sullivan and in for Westfield.
Let's watch that again.
Side. Here he comes. Westfield again.
All right, he gets it right here.
And now that means
It's wide open.
Sullivan's got space to attack on the right-hand side. Here he comes driving forward. The overlap from Westfield. Change of pace. Sullivan into the area.
And loses it. He botched the shit out of that. The guy that ran around, just pass it off because that guy has a better angle to play a driven ball into the box.
To attack on the right-hand side.
No, he's coming here. There you go. This is your chance to pass it right there because you're squared up with this guy, but he has more space here.
Overlap from Westfield. Change of pace.
And at the very least, now that you've drawn 2 defenders here, you should click it right out over to here.
Into the area.
But loses the ball.
He was hauled to the ground, to be fair.
Sullivan and in for Westfield. Intercepted by Jean-Jacques. Sullivan bringing it out wide. Flashing a couple of step-overs, drives it in for Tom. Lukic. Now Sullivan. Sullivan. He returns the favor to John. Cavan Sullivan popping up on the left-hand side. In and out he goes. Now stops on it. Play suspension.
That was the best thing he's done so far. Give him credit here.
Cavan
Gets it out wide.
Sullivan popping up on the left-hand
does a little move he's probably practiced by himself to give himself space down the line. Then he fakes the cross and then plays a nice little pass right in there. This guy should just take a touch right to himself and then see if he could like toe poke it at the net. But that was impressive. That's something that even as a player I could not really do stuff like that. So he's got a tool set available to him.
Cavan Sullivan scooping it in. He was looking for Tommy. Some interesting English on it, and Sullivan dealt with it really well.
It was a good header right out wide like that. So he's got confidence. So I'm seeing why he's being hyped. He has potential.
Sullivan tiptoeing toward the penalty area, cutting onto his left. Sullivan diving save. Hoyos.
All right, he's doing good now.
Still looking for the first goal on the night. And that top.
What happened there, though? I feel like he wasn't. You got to go back and be wide open to the ball and open to the field with your back to the end line. But instead, he kind of closed himself off and turned himself. Let's watch it again, though.
Looking for the first.
See, when he took that touch, he took it in. So the ball's coming out. You want to open your hips up so that this right foot goes over this way. And then your back is turned like this. But instead he closes in on it. Let's watch it.
Still looking for the.
Yeah. This is not. Because right here he's limited so that he can only go like. You can see with my mouse. Like this area. But you want to open those hips up so you can create space over here if you need it. So this guy was reading that body language and then like out of position.
51st minute now, and in fact there will be the halftime whistle. United team if they want to keep that streak alive in the second half. Alonso, they've been finding Pierre though on these corners. He was denied by the crossbar in the first half. James now forward. Sullivan drives it in low again.
It's kind of crafty with the ball.
They're working him inside out on the cutback. His first touch.
Cavan Sullivan. Sullivan calling for it again. Reverses course here. Driving to the byline. Sullivan cutting it back across. It's inside Wagner. Cavan Sullivan buzzing around. Pierre forward. Jean-Jacques now Sullivan.
Popped that up a bit.
First touch.
Right instinct, but he popped it up a little bit. But that's okay.
Buzzing around. Pierre forward. Jean-Jacques now.
This is the kind of thing where this is like if anyone asks me like, "Oh, why couldn't you be a pro?" It's like because I'm doing shit like this where I'm like accidentally popping it up a little too high.
First touch. Leave the field. And we got the subs coming in now for Philadelphia. This is Quinn Sullivan, now Cavan. Westfield gets it back. Drives it in. Cavan Sullivan trying to chest it down. Here's Cavan Sullivan. Full stand up. Sullivan. Philly, and he did so. Now he drives one in.
That was a good ball in.
Straight maintain possession. Alpha Pico's really
The infraction could occur without actually taking the player down directly.
being scored while down a man. This is Quinn Sullivan now with two defenders in front of him. Forced to circle back.
The fact that he has the confidence when he gets the ball to like go at people is a good sign. Also, the fact that he's able to last this long at within this heightened environment is also a good sign. And we'll get into talks about fitness and athleticism in a second here.
To this group, quite impressive. And they're working.
Cavan Sullivan side foots it over. Cavan Sullivan chests it down, lofts it to Quinn Sullivan. This time it's out.
You lost it a little too easy right there.
Away from Sullivan. If Philly want a result out of this one, down the line he goes. Cavan Sullivan. Scoops it in for Cavan Sullivan. Oh, what a save
Almost scored right there. Let's watch that again.
for Cavan Sullivan.
All right, he gets the scoop. He chests it out to himself.
Scoops it in for Cavan Sullivan.
I guess that was pretty close. If he had like a little bit more loft on that, maybe would have went in this area right here.
Still Ja clipping it in. Cavan Sullivan brings it down back to 11.
And that's a 25-yard run to the opposite end of the box. As quickly as this brilliant save by Hoyos.
And here's Sullivan.
Almost had that as well.
Side netting. Well, the fans rose to their feet. They saw the ripple of the netting. They thought Sullivan had equalized.
And MLS Next Pro.
It's funny because, you know what? He does have potential based on the people that they've trotted out for the World Cup. Some of the roster. I'm not going to name names again, but people came in and they weren't even fit. And you can see this child at 16 years old has better core strength, fitness, athleticism, the whole nine than people that were at the most recent World Cup on the national team. So you know what? Watching this video, I am starting to get a feel for his potential. And like I said before, well, I can just say it this way. It's like having soccer skills is really just kind of like one component to the equation. I say this over and over again, but it's true. And I'd say there's three components. So there's the skills, then there's the fitness and athleticism, and then there's the mentality and the physicality and like the will to win, competitive drive, you know, the spark or whatever that's going to ignite the fire that should already be burning. But what people get wrong, the casual fans, what they get wrong is they look at these three components and they go, surely if you have, you know, how are they weighted? Are they weighted equally so that it's 33% on each component? But the truth, I believe, is that really at the end of the day, the fitness aspect of it, so how long you can run with core strength without getting tired, really in my mind is like, it's damn near like 85% of it, whereas the rest of the 15 is like the skill on the ball. The rest of the 20, let's say, and then you have to have the will to win in the competitive drive and everything like that. And it looks like he does have all three components. His mechanics are looking better in this game. He looked a little flat the last game I watched.
To work off of a great work rate to accompany. Right now, Tata Martino.
I don't know how he needs to have more development because I don't think he's quite upright enough the way he plays on the ball. His legs are a little bit too spread apart, and it seems like his mechanics and his fundamentals actually could use improvement because you see when he receives the ball, he's like, his legs are a little too far apart, and then he kind of bends his knees and like falls down like forwards a little bit. You know, he needs to be more upright on the ball. I was just watching a guy playing, Jay Chapman, good example of someone who has the proper mechanics, proper technique that you really want to have to be refined and to be a class player. So can he get there at 16? It may already be too late, but let's keep watching.
And apply pressure to not be broken down.
Cavan Sullivan chips it in. It's left.
There's certainly studs that come back across on Sullivan. Great layoff.
Goal scoring and intrigue. This one certainly is coming down. Still looking for an equalizer up a man. Cavan Sullivan.
Oh, what a ball that is.
That was good.
Westfield. Sullivan swung and missed. Have to find out how much stoppage time we have left in this one. Cavan Sullivan now. Nifty footwork again. Quinn Sullivan. Cavan Sullivan. But the big tall Pierre to head it away. And that leads us to the final.
Tip of the cap. One for the record books.
All right, that's the video footage. Now let's just I'm going to bring up. So I went to this page here. This was from last October. 11 MLS players called up for the Under-17 World Cup. And here's the list of players. So he was called up as a midfielder. Now, I went to ChatGPT and I typed in the following questions. Can I get a summary of Cavan Sullivan's development path versus the traditional development path of someone who would have graduated college back in 2011? So these are the comparisons. And this is like for someone who's my age, who's not as hip to the latest development pathway, which is complicated to unpack because it's so different than it used to be in such a way where it's like, I don't even know what I'm looking at half the time. But here we go. 5 to 12, you would play at a local youth club. He was at the academy, Philadelphia Union Academy. 13 to 15, elite club, ODP, maybe development academy. He went one of the top academy prospects in the world. If you read my book, which I'll plug at the end of this video, you can see where I missed pieces and still achieved. Okay, 16, high school varsity club showcases. Okay, I did that. Trains regularly with Philadelphia Union first team. This is like right now, he's 16, I think. So, senior year of high school, into a college commitment, 17 years old. MLS professional for him, already playing first team minutes. 18 years old, traditional path. Someone my age was freshman NCAA season. For him, multiple seasons of professional experience by then. He would have 2, I guess. Or 3, 16, 17, 18, starting his third. So NCAA sophomore at 19, Sullivan's facing veteran MLS professionals weekly, and so on. So by the time someone from my generation would be able to enter the super draft, he could have already had 150 professional matches. So he's on a speed path towards professional soccer player, which we can all see. All right. And even, certainly, this is something I like to talk about a lot, though, but it's like if you have the connections, and his older brother was a member of the union, and his family is a soccer family who is like connected in the industry. So he had the connections, plus he had some level of talent, and also just the know-how to get yourself to where you want to be. Now he's being given crazy opportunity. You know, I've seen him in matches where he looked so bad and made so many mistakes that where I get kind of like, I'm not bitter because I don't really care because I'm old now, but like, you know, it's like, it's disappointing because sometimes you're on a team and you see someone else and they're getting so many chances over and over again. Maybe they're playing up top and they can't do shit, but the coach keeps on putting them in. Then you go in and you get like 5 minutes and you're perfect. And the coach is like, not good enough. Or they want to trial you. This happened to me. This is a story I'll tell. So I'm playing in college. It's the end of the first season. Towards the end of the first season, I am a player who I love playing. I loved playing the games in training, right? I would go off in training. And then I started going off in training. My fitness started getting better and better. If you read my book, which I'll plug again at the end of the thing, you can read the whole story. But so the way they broke it down was like, all right, we're going to read off a list of names off a clipboard. This is at practice every day. If you're on the name on the clipboard, you're in contention for like starting in the next match. So every week as being a freshman, like never on the clipboard. But I'm going off in training. Finally, my name's on the clipboard, so I'm with the first team guys. My natural position, center midfield. In training, I'm scoring a bunch of goals. So they put me up top with the starting striker. So it's me and him playing up top in a drill. It's like a 25-minute drill where the whole time we're just running to shut down space. You know, we don't have possession of the ball. We're shutting down space. In lacrosse, it's called riding. So we're doing that, and it's like the head coach and the assistant coach are watching me with the starting striker. At this point, what's fun is that I'm so fit that getting tired is completely out of the equation. I'm not tired at all, and I'm just full sprinting the whole time. So that's a luxury that is interesting to experience because I hadn't really been there prior to that. So fitness is no question. So now it just comes down to I'm playing out of position, and they're giving me a little trial. The trial went for like all of like 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. And I made one mistake where I'm trying to shut down space. I'm running at the guy with the ball. This is all happening in real time, going full speed in training. And it's like I was like slightly off, like this much off, not closing down space the right way. So instead of going left, I gave him an opening to go right. Again, remember, I'm playing out of position. Whistle down. It's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, I don't know. What are you even talking about? It's like, you need to shut down the space the right way. It's like, they gave me like 30 more seconds, and it's like, nah, you're done. So the fact that this guy's getting chance after chance after chance at the MLS level, it's like, I like it, I guess, because I wish I would have been given more chances, but I'm also like, it's kind of bullshit in a way, because it's like there's so many players that doesn't happen for. But let's keep on reading. So to end the video, I'm going to read comments first. All right, here we go. I can like make this bigger. Club Shay Shay. Here's one. Is this newest first? Let's go newest first. Let's read some of these comments. He's really raw. He has potential, of course, but needs to work on ball control. Every time he kicks it, it goes far from his foot. Also, his passes are not weighted correctly yet. He has unique ideas, just to work on translating that. So this is talking about his skill. I think his skill with the ball looks pretty good. They've criticized his mechanics quite a bit. Decent performance. Need to work on his drive in the final third. And passing under pressure. I agree with this, passing under pressure. I believe he does well in situations where he needs to take somebody on. This guy said 3.5. I guess that's out of 5. Bro's hustle is all the way maxed out. That I agree with. And I'm impressed by the fact that he can play so many minutes at 16. He probably has an elite level of athleticism innately within himself. We need a superstar so badly, not someone who can make it in Europe. A legit star. Hopefully he has it. I don't really think so. Wasting his time in the MLS. Needs to go to Spain or England. I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to say anything. Not bad. Has to keep developing. Bangladesh. Hopefully the U.S. can find more talented youngsters like him. You should do Berhalter highlights versus Espanyol. He will be 16 forever. He's getting comfortable. You can see it. This is the best I've seen him look. I agree with this. That's the best I've seen him as well. And let's read the last ChatGPT thing. So I looked at these call-ups for the U17 team, and then I asked ChatGPT, okay, how many of these players have made first-team appearances, and can I get their stats? So it gave me a breakdown of everybody. And basically the other guys in his age bracket who are getting major first-team minutes are Julian Hall, Maximo Carrizo, Nimfasha Berchimas, Jude Terry, and Christopher Cups. Julian Hall is in regular rotation. I believe I am familiar with this guy. I've seen him. So he's not the only person his age who is achieving this early on in their career as a first-team player. Now, to end the video, I'll give some final thoughts. So where do I see Cavan Sullivan's potential? What is his ceiling? And, I just want to just clicking some stuff here. Where do I see his potential? And what's going to happen from here? So basically, I think that he's been given a lot of minutes. His development is good. I commented that he's good on certain things, but needs to improve on others. His overall mechanics are interesting. He's kind of a unique the way he moves is unique. Now, this is a personal taste of mine. So, for instance, when I look at players like Andrea Pirlo, for example, he's beloved and he's a superstar center midfielder and he won the World Cup. But personally, I find his mechanics and his touch on the ball a little bit lead-footed, choppy. The way he moves his legs, it's not the most refined, So I think there's other players as well who have like weird, the way they move is weird. But that doesn't mean that it's going to inhibit them, because they can still do well in international leagues and do well overall without having perfect technique, I guess you could say. But I'd prefer, if you're going to be a superstar, you might as well also have perfect technique. But that's just me. I think being that he's getting so many minutes, I think that he will this is what he should do. Maybe like go to England at 19. Keep on playing in the MLS. If you're getting this many minutes, why not? And then go to England at 18 or 19 and see if you can play in the Premiership for like 2 years. So there's a World Cup in 4 years. He'll be 20. And then he should aim for the one in another 4 years after that. When he's 24, he should have played in England at least for like 1 or 2 years. And see. I think he's still in the development phase, though. So, like, I don't know what's going to happen. That's the whole thing that's interesting about this, is that he's being developed, but he's also on a super speed path. So I wonder who's managing his career and what they're going to do to make sure that he doesn't like fall behind. I mean, when you look at someone like Freddie Adu, the rumors are that he became a superstar youngster, then he like lost focus, started partying a lot, and then like never amounted to match his potential. Another guy that comes to mind for me, and another guy who was a early star in the United States and to me did have perfect technique, number one, would be Bobby Convey, who I think was like the youngest ever MLS player at a point in time. And his career went pretty well. I saw him play in real life, and I was amazed at how good his touch was, how soft his feet were. So I think there is potential with Cavan Sullivan, but you don't want to burn him out too fast. And you want to make sure he develops through the 16, 17, 18 to get to the best place he could go. See, what's interesting too is to see like he is playing first team MLS games. The quality of MLS now versus how it used to be, it's different. Let's just say that. But if you dropped Cavan Sullivan in a college D1 game, I just watched recently last year, it was Villanova versus Iona. It's like, is he going to just walk in that game and just like dominate? I don't know. It would be interesting. That's why I think he should get more diverse experience in different environments aside from just MLS and being the MLS homegrown player. Get more diverse experience and bring it all together. And then from there, see where it's going to happen. Also, facing adversity is a unifying theme in most athletes' careers. So he will be facing adversity at some point. But anyway, to wrap up the video, check out my book, Soccer American Style, Journey to the NCAA. It's available on Amazon. This is the Amazon page here. In these videos, I talk about my own story. Man, you can read the whole story here about what happened with my career, how far I went, all the different things that I had to endure to get where I eventually ended up. And hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you next time. So let me see if I can end the stream properly.